Greetings comic lovers and welcome back to Casually Comics, the channel where we chat all things comics, from reviews of comics new and old to history to anecdotes, really wherever our whims take us. Today, oh the whimsy. If you've been here a while, you know that I love ribbing Hal Jordan for that time when he slipped on a bar of soap and knocked himself unconscious. Well, today I give you the comic that hails from, for it is so much more than clumsy I can barely live my life Hal. It's a Christmas story, a murder mystery that veers off into directions you may not be expecting. Get your holiday cheer ready no matter when you're watching, cause it's time to join the Justice League to figure out who murdered Santa. Sorta. You know you're intrigued. But before we get started, I'm Sasha, and if you're enjoying this content, you know what to do. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button to join us on this comic book journey. Justice League of America 110, the first story, written by Len Wein with art by Dick Dillon. Oh yes, the same team as the Freedom Fighters. Today, they're here to murder Santa. This is a collection of stories with the first an original and the following two reprints. So we have our heroes hovering around the cutouts, showcasing snippets from each story on the cover. It's not the most dynamic, but we have our Santa taken out, and it's a lie. In no way is this how he died. Let me show you what really happened. Our story opens bafflingly on Batman waiting for Superman in his suburban home. It is then revealed that they are doing something involving Santa and orphans.
You ready yet, Santa? Those orphans won't wait all evening, you know.
Oh, Clark. Yes, they will. However, the merriment and lighthearted fare is interrupted by an explosion that kills Santa.
Oh dear Lord, no!
What are you talking about? Santa looks great for just being exploded, completely intact, as is the note and key in his hand. The Comics Code Authority will keep your body pristine and blood-free. This character's name was Santa Simpson, by the way, and this was his first and only appearance, doomed to die before he could fulfill his purpose as a traveling Santa. So the note says that there's a bomb, so instantly we're done with dead Santa and the world's finest summon, the Justice League. It's Christmas, not everybody comes/takes their call. Barry Flash Allen, for example, spending the holidays with his wife Iris and her parents 1,000 years in the future. I always forget that was a thing until it gets brought up. Red Tornado answers, Green Arrow and Black Canary, even though it looks like she just got her wig off. Now she's gonna have to put it back on. And Hal Jordan, caught in the act of preparing for a Christmas Eve date. Is his suit just hanging by the shower? Well, I guess the date's not coming back to his. And it's as he's rushing to this murdered Santa bomb debacle that he slips on soap, conking himself out thoroughly as Dick Dillon lovingly draws in his eyelashes. The Ring scans him and decides that it needs an alternate, and Guy is currently out of commission, so that means John Stewart, who the Ring just snatches mid-conversation in what the narration box describes as a certain urban ghetto.
Might as well get started. Looks like we're the only members who are going to show for this meeting.
All the shade. Bruh, it's Christmas. It's showed that Aquaman was presiding over some kind of festival, and Ralph and Sue Dibney were scuba diving on vacation. Not everybody is glued to their communicators, Bruce. Barry is in the future. Superman doesn't know who John is, so the Ring has to explain all he knows. But does this mean that Hal didn't fill in the rest of the league on the fact that, you know, he had a backup? Hey guys, I have a spare, just in case I knock myself out in a bar of soap or something. You know, anything could happen. I've been programmed by my master, were he ever too incapacitated, to answer your summons. By your master? Hal, what are you getting up to with this ring? Oliver insults Red Tornado by calling him a doggone machine. How can he explain Christmas to him? And Tornado replies with a sick burn that if he's unequal to the task of answering, just say so. But there's no time for Ollie to be picking fights with everybody as he always does. There's a bomb. Batman has narrowed down the area, but not quite enough. Superman is lamenting that he wishes the Flash was there, because then they could just try the key in every door. Red Tornado points out that he is there, and so is Green Lantern, so they can have a more efficient plan. They're gonna get Green Lantern to use his magic power ring that does what the plot needs it to, so that the key will vibrate when it comes near the door that it's meant to open, and then Red Tornado will fly around and find it in the area that Batman has mapped off.
Forgive me, Tornado. You're right, of course. Go ahead.
All Superman wants for Christmas is the A-Squad. Tornado finds it, but before they can all enter, some children approach begging for change. Mr. Green Lantern, you're black too. Can you help a brother make it through Christmas? John wants to, but points out that the Green Lantern uniforms have no pockets, which is a serious flaw. I can no longer join the Corps. He wants to make them something with the ring, but Ollie of all people tells him that that's against the rules. That's rich. You know, if Hal was here, he'd be calling him a Nazi for not offering and for following the rules. And I'm not just saying that. Oliver calls him that on the regular. Ollie oft-times likes to berate Hal to make himself feel morally superior, but when he finds out his ward's on drugs, that's a backhand across the face. Christmas salt. Salt for all seasons. They enter the building and are beset with not only poor housing conditions, but a trapdoor. Get ready for nonsense. They're dropped into a room with a miniature sun descending towards them, and it's yellow, so Green Lantern can't do anything about it, but its radiation is red, so Superman Superman is being drained of his powers. He still wants to try, but Ollie says that's suicide.
Shut up, Archer, and listen to me.
Everyone keeps calling him Archer. It's pretty amusing, but not as amusing as Bruce and Ollie creating a stepladder for Superman to launch himself off of into the sun. And it explodes, and Superman dies. Ah yes, the true death of Superman. But before they can mourn, a door opens, and they go through to a Circus Calliope, pumping the room full of gas and music. Canary handles this one with an ultrasonic song to keep the gas away, but it means she can't go on with them to the next room. She throws Ollie in when he tries to stay with her, singing one for the team. As this goes on, we see that our dastardly villain is the Key, as we could probably have guessed because he left a key at the scene of the first crime when he murdered that Santa. Okay, the Key first appeared in 1965 in Justice League of America number 41. He was a chemist for Intergang, a gang supplied by the New Gods of Apocalypse. He develops psychochemicals, which were the key to unlocking his mind, allowing him to commit crimes no human could hope to understand. Listen, it's important to have goals, especially when you don't have a great supervillain name. Our dwindling league is now in a room with giant Christmas ornaments that are heat-seeking and absorbing. In this room, they lose both Batman and Green Arrow. And then there were two. Green Lantern and Red Tornado, who really have been the only two bringing their A game to this encounter. Well, Canary too, I guess. But they're who's left, and they have to fight a troop of tin soldiers. Poor John. Just all set to have an evening with friends, people knocking themselves out across town, and all of a sudden you're swept up into an evening of baffling supervillainy. Baffling is my word of the day. Baffling. They can't defeat the troops because they're turning yellow, so that's Green Lantern done. And they're getting denser, so the Red Tornado can't blow them away. I can't call either of them John because that's both their names. Two Johns. However, when all seems lost, another portal slides open behind them. Not knowing what's going on, they begin exploring the tunnel, while an exuberant Key decides that he's gonna monologue, alone, in his room. Sad. His costume is meant to look like the handle of a key. Also sad. So Superman wanted the Key to go into suspended animation after their last encounter, but a judge deemed that unconstitutional. Not a fan of the Phantom Zone, so he gave him 20 to life instead. But
I'm sorry, but there is no doubt. The various psychochemicals you've injected yourself with over the years have destroyed your cellular balance. In a word, you are dying.
Don't tell a supervillain that. They already need the basis of motivation to destroy us all. This is real motivation.
Under the circumstances, I was paroled from prison to carefully plot my vengeance.
The way that's phrased makes it sound like they paroled him so he could have vengeance. Like a Make-A-Wish program for supervillains. He's thrilled that he's defeated them, for they caused his ultimate defeat, death. I'm sorry, Mr. Key, but you did it to yourself. And that's why it really hurts. But suddenly the panels in the room open, revealing all the Justice League members we thought dead. How did they survive? The Phantom Stranger. The character who shows up when you've written yourself into a corner. I mean, when he needs to. Mysterious. Ooh. He has also appeared when Superman was a vampire and when Darkseid was playing chess with the Earth to try to prove that he could destroy Earth's heroes. He's where he needs to be when he needs to be, and oh boy is it a cop-out. The Key sets his bomb to explode and absconds, and while the Phantom Stranger could save them, but he doesn't feel like dealing with this bomb, so the League has to do that. The Key escapes and they evacuate the neighborhood, and Green Lantern contains the blast with his power ring, along with giving the kids from earlier a little Christmas surprise. He repairs their houses to new condition. He doesn't make anything new, he just fixes them up so they're pristine. Loophole. Well played. Oliver praises him, calling him Green Lantern for the first time, something that John appears touched by. And then Ollie ruins it. Yeah, well, maybe you finally earned it, hero. I assume that it's meant to be read in a joshing, jocular tone, which is why I read it that way. But there's also an undercurrent in a way you could read it, such as, oh, so he finally lived up to your standard, Ollie, so now he gets to be called a hero because you decided he's worth it based on your metric. Hard-traveling heroes did this to me. It broke me. The Phantom Stranger is pieced out, for his Deus Ex Machina is gone. He lives to go and complete another plot somewhere else. Our epilogue actually provides us with a lasting change that makes this story low-key important. Black Canary has made Red Tornado a gift to try to get him to understand the spirit of Christmas. And she's given him his iconic costume. She sewed it herself. She decided that he needed more racing stripes, and she was right. Thank you, my friend. This new uniform is most appealing. And so we end with Tornado still not fully getting it, while Ollie embraces the spirit of Christmas, and Soups wishes us all one, and the comic tells us season's greetings. Ho ho ho, Santa never made it to that orphanage. This was an interesting choice for a Christmas outing. It feels like they just wanted to write a regular Key revenge story and somebody told them, but wait, it's Christmas. So they were like, dead Santa, Red Tornado doesn't understand Christmas, and two of the rooms are Christmas themed.
Done.
Side note, this comic states that the Key would be lucky to make it to New Year's, let alone Christmas, but he would go on to be a villain for the Justice League for decades, so that doctor did not know what he was talking about and doomed us all. This story is a good vehicle for Jon Stewart. He shines the brightest and comes across really well, and I do like Red Tornado's new blinged out costume, but the whole affair is really marred by that get out of Phantom Stranger free card it pulls. All these elaborate death traps thwarted because he just decided to show up. He says that he only did what they could have anyway, but how? Those traps seem pretty airtight. Those psychochemicals do good work. They were good plans, and I didn't understand them. Nor do I understand how he knew where Batman and Superman would be in the first place. See, I told you this was more than just Hal slipping on a bar of soap. That's just a bonus. What did you think of this tale? Did it fill you full of holiday cheer, goodwill towards heroes? Are you baffled, amused, entertained, concerned, curious about the Ollie salt? Please share all of your thoughts down below, and while you're down there, please do all of the YouTube things. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell notification so that you never miss a vid. Thanks so much for taking some time out of your— why did I cross my arms like that? Thanks so much for taking some time out of your day to spend it discussing comics with me. I always appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.